Hello, today I'm going to explain this code that is related to the IR LED and the RGB LED. So first of all, what's the objective of this code? So this code has the objective of displaying a color in the RGB LED if I put another color under the IR LED. What do I mean by this? I'll show you later when I show you how it works on the Arduino. But let me explain a little bit more. If I put a red square, because I have a sheet that has four colors on it, a sheet of paper. So if I put the red square under the IR LED, then the RGB should turn red. If I put the green LED, the green color under the IR LED, then the RGB LED should turn green. And only one color is going to differ from the others because if I place the black color under the IR LED, then the RGB is not going to turn black, it is going to be transparent. So let's start explaining this code. First of all, include software serial.h. I did this so we can import the library and start using the IR LED. Then void setup serial.begin so the IR LED can start. Then wake up my pins, pin mode 11 output, pin mode 12 output, pin mode 13 output, and so in that way, the RGB LED is going to show us the colors and so on. Then on void loop, I wrote int light sensor analog read. I defined I gave a name, I created a variable for the IR LED. I called it light sensor and I use this function analog read A1 because I have my IR LED connected to pin 1, to pin A1. And if you have your IR LED connected to pin A2, pin A3, or pin A4, then here on this analog read, you should call the pin that your IR LED is connected to. Then serial.println parentheses light sensor, I use this for knowing which was the value of that the IR LED gives when I put a color near to it. What do I mean by this? Look, go to tools, then open serial monitor, and if I place, for example, the blue square under the IR LED, I get a value 810. And if I switch to the red LED, I get another value which would be, well, also 810. Sometimes this might happen, so you must look for a way for this. For example, you must move the sheet or do other things so that two colors don't give you the same value, because if two colors give you the same value, then when you try the code, those two colors are going to mix. Okay, so when I did this code, I used an if condition. If the value of light sensor is equal to 811, this 811 I got it when I first tried the code, and it will not work now because the illumination has changed. I also changed the position of the IR LED, so you have to be changing those values constantly. And well, don't get mad if you have to be changing the values always, because that's the way it has to be done. So let's continue with this. As I said, if the light sensor has this value, then the RGB LED should turn red. And then once again, I use an if light sensor is equal to 112, then the RGB LED should turn blue. As you can see, these values are very close, So sometimes colors might mix, so you need to find the adequate position for each color. Then the if for the green color, and if light sensor is equal to 861, then black. So, as I told you earlier, if we put the black color on the IR LED, we are going to, well, the RGB LED is not going to turn on. Then, outside of my void loop, as you can see here, I close the void loop, and under it, I defined more variables. For example, void red, I open this void red, and then digital write 11, because as you know, pin 11 on the RGB LED is the red color. Digital write 12 low, pin 12 is blue color. No, sorry, pin 12 is green color, and pin 13 is the blue color. So you have to put these two pins, 12 and 13, you have to put them with a low value, because if you put them high, then colors are going to mix, and that's not the purpose of this activity. Then I did the same for all the other colors, void green, void blue, and finally for void black, I turned off all the pins because the RGB LED should be transparent. Okay, so that's all for the code, and now I'm going to explain you, well, I'm going to show you how does this code work on the
Okay
Arduino
guys, now I'm
using
going to
the
show you the
RGB LED
code.
and
My
the IR
friend
LED,
Wally is
and
going to
I'm
help
going
me
to receive a little help
for
from
doing
a
this.
friend,
So
so
let's
let's
see.
check it out.
The blue square is under the infrared LED and the RGB LED has a blue color. So now if we place the black square under the IR LED, the RGB LED should be transparent. As you can see, it is transparent. Now I will place the green square to see what happens. The RGB LED should turn green, so let's see. As you can see, we have a beautiful green color there. Thank you, Wally. And finally, I will place the red square under the infrared LED. So let's see. If I place the red square, we get a beautiful red color. Maybe, well, sometimes, depending on the position of this IR LED, the color will change. Or maybe you can get any color. So let's see, for example, if I move the IR LED, then the colors will change, because while moving this, the IR LED is reading different values. So don't get mad if you cannot do this at the first try. Okay, that would be all. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.